Hey there, beautiful people. It's Coach Mike here with your Mindset Monday on this first Friday of the week. I am your health coach, strength coach, educator, motivator. Bad jokes, raising hopes. Don't let it happen. Make it happen. Patty Daddy. All right, so today we're going to talk about my dog. Yeah, Bear. He's out there barking at the minute. But Bear, we got Bear a couple of years ago. Um, he's an English black lab, and he's a beautiful dog. We got him when he was, I guess he was about 6 months old, and he already had some um, ingrained habits, let's call them, that were not very helpful for his health and not very helpful for our sanity. He was always in this state of fight or flight. He was always kind of just hyper, and like even just trying to pet him was not a pleasant experience. Every time we went to pet him, he would try to nibble at us or have a little bite, and it was playful in his mind, but those teeth hurt. Um, and then because of his previous environment, he would also eat his food as quickly as he could, um, like like it was going out of fashion. And then on top of that, he would drink water as fast as he could right afterwards, and inevitably and invariably he would then puke all over the floor, wasting all the food that he'd just eaten. So to add then to that kind of madness and puppy life, then we would let him outside. He would dig holes all over the backyard, and this, as you can imagine, would get a little frustrating from time to time. And it got to a point where, like, we need to ask for help. We need to get a professional in. So he was too anxious, and he was in that sympathetic state too often. So we didn't know what to do. There's only so many YouTube videos you can watch. So we reached out to a friend of mine who is an animal behaviorist, and he immediately recognized that this dog is just, he's in a state of fight or flight all the time. And then he to figure out what was going on, he'd ask us how he was in different situations. So he'd ask us, how was he around the kids? How was he um, at nighttime? How was he when he was eating? How was he when he was on walks, when you take him for a walk? We'd explain what his different behaviors were in these different situations, and he gave us some tools to help us kind of retrain Bear. Um, but the one that really stuck out for me was the one about digging holes. He explained that Bear is a working dog, and if working dogs are not given, if they're not put to work on a consistent basis, they will find other things to do, to keep themselves occupied and keep themselves busy, i.e., digging holes. So he told us, we need to get Bear on a walking schedule that is consistent. So it's same, even if it's 3 nights a week, we do it at the same time those 3 nights a week. And if we were to do that consistently, then he would stop digging holes. But if we did not stay consistent with it, the holes would keep reappearing. So what's the point of this story? Well, the same goes for us humans. If we do not have a purpose, if we do not have a strong why for our actions, then, and especially if they're not consistent, then we will find destructive, and you may have noticed this, but we find destructive behaviors to keep ourselves busy. While we have these general goals of, I want to be fit, or I want to be healthy, I just want to eat healthy. It's great to have those goals. If we are not specific with our goals, if we are not specific about our purpose, if we are not committed to that purpose, we will go back to old habits that are essentially digging holes for ourselves. And digging those holes will end up putting us back in the destructive cycles that got us to where we were in the first place. So to find your purpose, what do we do? Well, it's really simple, really. If we ask, right, what's our goal? We ask ourselves why 4 or 5 times, we will end up figuring out what the underlying motivation is behind our goal. And only then can we come to the root of what our issue is and why we want to reach that goal. And then perhaps we can be ready to make the changes that are necessary to get us to where we want to be. But change will not happen unless we first change the conversation in our head. If we don't change the conversation in our head, then nothing else changes. So that's about it, folks. If we are not setting specific purposes for ourselves, we will dig holes that will put us back in destructive cycles. So set specific purposes. Ask yourself why until you get to the root of the issue, and you will see some changes. So change your mindset, change your life. All right, folks, that's all I got. Hope you have a fantastic first Friday of the week, and we'll talk to you soon.